Hey everybody, my fellow Game Trade Maniacs. It's Rick here with Game Trade Media at Origins Game Fair, and I've got Phil from Steve Jackson Games here to show us some really cool stuff that you can they get this stuff here at the show? Is this all available?
The only thing they can get at the show is Deadly Doodles, which officially doesn't reach stores until August,
All
so
right.
we have advanced copies. Everything else I have with me today is early prototypes and previews for fall Christmas release.
Oh, nice.
We're planning ahead.
Perfect, I love it. So what did you bring? Tell us a little bit about all this fun stuff.
So we'll start with the thing you can get today at the show,
Okay.
and that is Deadly Doodles. This is what we're calling a draw and draw game.
Okay.
So it's a set of boards. They're very
cool.
shiny.
Nice.
Dry erase markers.
Take one of these.
So you take one and I'll take one.
And show it over here on the close-up. All right, so you're going to see that there is a, it looks like a little dungeon map.
It's a little dungeon map.
And on the back, it's got some really beautiful artwork. All right, so what do we do with this?
All right, so you're going to take your little dungeon map. And I'm going to take my dungeon map.
All right.
And we have this deck of cards.
Okay.
So there are no individual player turns. We're all going to go together. We're going to mix these up a bit because it's a brand new set. It's never been shuffled. And I'll just draw some cards. We'll call it at random, but
Sure.
I'm going to do this on purpose. Make some room. So every turn, you draw 4 cards.
Okay.
Now, each player is going to use those 4 cards to then draw somewhere starting at an entrance on their map to go in and explore the dungeon.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to get the loot. Loot is a very, very good thing. There's a money bag. That's loot. You want to get some weapons. Weapons are good because they help you kill monsters. If you go over a monster, but you do not have the corresponding weapon, that's bad at the end of the game. You take damage.
So if there's
there's a sea monster here
and a sea
and a
axe.
sea axe over here. You want to get both of those. Otherwise, if you only get the monster at the end of the game, it's negative points.
Uh-oh.
And the dragon in the middle, if you can go through the dragon before the game ends, then the value of your loot is doubled.
Oh, nice.
There are also in the game these really nasty trap cards.
Uh-oh.
So the fun thing about the trap is when that comes up, we will each secretly, so you can't see what I'm doing, draw a trap somewhere on the board that is not a place you've already drawn and is not one of the pre-printed items.
Okay.
At the end of the game, we'll read off where traps are. So I might say, D3, I put a trap. If you went over that, it's negative points.
Okay.
Excuse me. And if we both trap D3, we trigger each other's traps and we take the negative points and all the other players are safe there.
Oh, all right.
So super simple.
Okay.
It plays in 7 rounds.
Cool.
And at the end of 7 rounds, you score everything up. High score wins. If you remove the trap cards from the game, you can also play solitaire.
Oh, nice.
And then just try and get the highest score you can possible.
Okay.
But it's a draw and draw game. It's got this adorable artwork by Katie Cook.
Yeah, that's
She's
really nice.
amazing to work with.
Yeah.
We've worked with her on several Munchkin projects, and we're working on a dice project right now with her that'll be released.
Okay.
We might show that at Gen Con.
Nice.
But $19.95, ships to distributors and stores in August.
Nice. Very cool.
So
This looks like a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of the old box game that you'd play in elementary
a
school.
little
But what with a lot more depth to it
and dragons.
and dragons. Yeah, you can't go wrong
Which
with
always
dragons.
makes it
Yeah,
better.
Absolutely. Very cool.
Okay. And then after that, we are making dice bags.
Nice.
We've talked to some different retailers and gamers, and they've all said we want dice bags. They're all satin lined. That way they're nice, high-quality bag, drawstring. We've managed to fit over 100 assorted dice in the bag. It's 6-inch wide by 9-inch tall.
Okay.
So it's got a lot of space to it. These will ship to stores in September. The retail price on these is $11.95, and it comes with a single oversized Cthulhu D6 in a special color because maybe you don't have dice.
Right.
It could be a new thing for you, and we want to help you get started.
Yeah, I mean, and you can never have enough dice.
It's Origins. I'm sure people here don't have dice.
Yeah. Nobody
And
does.
speaking of Cthulhu Dice, Steve Jackson Games published the original Cthulhu Dice game back in 2010. Since that time, we've released over a dozen different colors of dice. And this year, for the first time in about 3 or 4 years, we have an entirely new wave of colors in the works. What you're holding now is a pearlized red with silver ink. And that color, as well as this blue die I'm going to toss to you, those were fun because I was at the factory in China in January, and we were just reviewing color samples, plastic tests, and we found just some plastics that were there. And I'm like, what is this color? These are amazing. And they're like, oh, those are rejects. They're not good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They look beautiful. So we wrote down all the information, and they may have thought they weren't good enough, but we think they're gorgeous, so we're using them. They're
gorgeous.
amazing. Cthulhu Dice is $6.95. It is a single die in a pack and 18 glass stones. It's very quick, very easy to play. You can check for reviews everywhere. I know Game Trade did a review on it years ago.
Sure.
But it's a steady, strong
we may
seller.
have to do another one.
We could totally do
an
a
update.
new one.
I like it.
Cthulhu Dice for today.
And then you've got what look like just some beautiful D6s here with a
Yes.
dragon.
So
onto
those are dragon and skull designs, and they will be sold in a set. The red is my favorite color of all, but both dice are a double injection process where it's a pearlized plastic mixed with a translucent plastic,
Nice.
and that's what gives them that kind of glow effect in the candy.
Right.
Most translucent dice you can immediately tell are translucent. These with the mix of pearlized in them, it's hard to tell at a glance.
Right.
It's a translucent die. It more has a radiance about it.
Oh, here's the skull.
Yes.
Yes.
And those dice were designed by Alex Fernandez in our office,
Nice.
who has been with the company since 1999.
Wow.
Doing a ton of art and design. So
Very
Alex
cool.
is a great guy. We
All
love
right.
him. I am actually going to open this one
Okay.
because this is on the boat now. This is the Halloween D6 dice set. It's a pack of D6s. I am
wasn't
getting in
expecting
trouble
that.
right now with our office team because this is one of the samples, and we don't have all of them yet.
Oh, okay.
But the only way to really show these off is to let everyone get a good
All right.
look at the faces.
So I'm going to take these two and show you all that. And
So
can
you
see-
have an orange plastic with black ink and a black plastic with orange ink. Here is glow-in-the-dark ink because it's not Halloween unless we have glow-in-the-dark.
Right.
Again, an Alex Fernandez design. Alex is a great guy. These are big, chunky 19-millimeter dice.
They're awesome.
Because it's fun to have big dice.
And you can see on the faces, like there's the 4. I want to say
There's
that's
the
the
one.
1. And the 6. So those are really cool.
Yeah, they turned out great.
Yeah.
These will be shipping to stores in August.
Okay.
Available for everyone who wants to have a little Halloween fun all year long.
And with a lot of like if you're an RPGer, and there's a lot of horror RPGs out there that are gonna have vampires and mummies and such. I would
And-
use these in those games.
Something my wife and I do is every now and then for Halloween we'll give out dice
Oh, nice.
instead of candy.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
somebody wants to go completely overboard and buy up a bunch of Halloween dice,
Could be you.
hand them out. It could be you. We also have a set of Illuminati dice
Okay.
that are in a silver, red, and blue metallic pearlized plastic.
Mhm.
I won't open these because they're standard 6-sided dice.
Right.
But they are incredible, and Illuminati continues to be one of the company's top sellers.
Are these the same size as the
These are
Halloween?
the same size, yes. Those are 19 millimeter dice, and for comparison, that is a 16 millimeter die, which is fairly standard. So
Yeah.
the 19 millimeter just
Chunk.
slightly bigger and chunkier.
Yeah, they look great. These ones right here, how much are these going to go for?
$10.95 for the
Nice.
pack of 6 big dice.
Nice. Very cool. Now, what are these military-looking dice that you got here? What are these for?
What do these look like to you?
Well, they look like the Green Army men.
Exactly. So I woke up on a Monday morning and said, why haven't I seen little toy Army Men dice?
Okay.
And I went and did some searching because clearly somebody has to have already made little toy Army Men dice. It turns out no.
No?
No one has, so we are.
Okay.
These 12 dice are what comes in the pack of 12 dice.
Okay.
There are 6 different Army Men designs,
Okay.
and
Some of them are actually very, very familiar. You know, this one right here, especially with the rifle over the head.
yeah,
Is a very familiar classic toy.
it's the
look.
ubiquitous
Yeah.
toy Army Man that you saw everywhere and you
Right.
still see today.
They're beautiful. What
And for this, we didn't want to do standard pips, so we did the little stars, but we made sure to use more toy-like stars, so they're slightly squat and distorted. And somebody was asking me, why'd you just do flat green and tan? What do you mean, why did I
Right.
do flat green
Right.
and tan? It helps carry the theme over so well. You know
Right.
exactly what they are when you
Yeah,
see
and
them.
they're the 2 colors of the toys you would get as
Exactly.
a child. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
So
cool.
that was
I
the
love
plan.
them.
I figure a bunch of World War II gamers are going to have a lot of fun with these
I agree.
in their games.
Yeah.
And I
Very
did
good.
bring one more thing. I know we're all empty here, but we did just receive,
What is this?
this is Munchkin Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Huh.
So earlier this year we published Munchkin Warhammer 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
We sold all of them. The reprint just came in.
Okay.
We also just now started shipping the first 40,000 expansion, Faith and Firepower.
Okay.
The second expansion, Savagery and Sorcery, ships in 3 weeks.
Okay.
And between now and Gen Con, we have a Munchkin Warhammer 40,000 dice set and a kilometer combat tracker.
Nice.
But we're not done. The guys at Games Workshop have been incredible to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So in November, we're shipping Munchkin Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
This is nice.
It's a completely new standalone game. It's Steve Jackson's Munchkin. Andrew Hackard, our Munchkin line editor, did a lot of the development work.
Okay.
John Kowalik again came back. He's such a Warhammer nerd.
Right.
You couldn't keep him from this.
Of course.
What I have loved, though, is the GW team
Okay.
have Munchkin fans, so they want to be a part of the process, and they just join us in coming up with bad card ideas, and they're having fun too,
Nice.
which makes the entire set more fun for everyone to work on. And we know ultimately, if we're having a lot of fun with something, the players are going to have a lot of fun
Of
with
course.
it.
And can we show the back?
We can show the back. We can open it up. This
What?
is a physical tooling sample with a
Okay.
game board.
All
It is
right.
missing the die.
Okay.
That is the only piece we
Okay.
don't have right now.
Because I would love to show off some of these cards. And
Absolutely.
the artwork. All right.
So it's a deluxe Munchkin set, so it does come with a board for level tracking.
I got these little tokens right there.
It's got little stand-up
They
guys
look
there.
great. All right.
And there are plastic pieces in the box,
Okay.
but we'll just hand you a
Okay.
few
Let's see
cards
what we
there
got
to
here.
go
Some that are
through
going to
and-
be like, I like that one. There we go. Arcane Bolt. That's kind of fun. I like what chaotic. Oh, we got ourselves a Mangler Squig. We just painted some of these the other day.
There's so much adorable
The
silliness
Segmipede.
in here.
The artwork is great. Here's Chaotic.
The
And-
monsters get super fun.
Ah, the Skink. I think we painted one of those the other day too. These are adorable. And then Twinsies.
So,
Very cool.
just like the Munchkin Warhammer 40,000 line, Sigmar is a line of new Munchkin games. There will be 2 expansions. There will be a dice pack.
Okay.
And it starts in November of this year, and through first quarter of next year is when the various expansions and accessories will come out for it.
Okay.
And we're still having some great fun with Games Workshop and talking about some more things to make in the future.
All right.
So we're not done yet.
I mean, I won't be upset if there's some Shadespire or a comical version of Shadespire.
I still have to convince the Cubicle 7 guys that we need to do a Munchkin Warhammer RPG.
Oh my God! Yeah,
That would be super fun.
they're
So,
here.
they're
Cubicle 7.
They're next to us. I actually chat with them regularly.
Perfect.
So we'll just see what we can pull off.
Please, that'd be awesome.
And that's my show and tell.
I appreciate it, Phil. Thanks for coming
thank
over
you.
and showing everything off. What's some stuff that you're excited about here at Origins? When you come to the show, what are you usually really excited about?
It's the people.
Okay.
That's what I have the most fun with, is meeting the people that we're all in the trenches. We're all having the same fight. We're all having the same stresses. This gives us a chance to get together, unwind, chat, share experiences and stories. So.
Speaking of people, we have a camera set up so we can actually see the crowd, because the crowd just came in just before we started. So it's begun.
It's a big crowd.
It's begun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the halls, gaming halls on either side of the exhibit hall were open yesterday, and they were packed yesterday. It was awesome.
We have our own extra room where we're running events, and we were packed all day yesterday.
That's perfect.
And this morning, the minute the doors opened, there were already people going in to play games.
That's a great sign, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and we're running the new Car Wars game
Nice.
in there. So people are seeing the minis, they're seeing the car design, they're fighting, and maybe at Gen Con we'll get together and I'll bring Car Wars and we can show you what that looks like.
At Gen Con,
yes,
we will just play Car Wars.
Deal.
How's that sound?
Deal.
Because I'm going to drop a little bomb on you.
Yeah?
The very first Steve Jackson game I ever played in the 80s was Car Wars.
So the first Steve Jackson games I played in the 80s was Car Wars.
Yes.
So I have put a lot of personal time and energy into this new edition of Car Wars, because realistically we can't publish the old Car Wars today and have any huge success with it. It's too complicated for today's market. So the new game, I can design a car in under 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm done, ready to go. The losers in the office need like 10, but whatever. And they're all like, I'm going to min-max this thing, and then I just blow the hell out of them because screw you guys, I'm going to win.
Right.
So much faster.
Okay.
It's not as fast as like playing Zombie Dice or something.
Sure.
But if you're an old school Car Wars player, you will be happy to hear that it's about 30 minutes per player for a game. So if 4 of us sits down, it's a 2-player game or a 2-hour game. We're going to go in, blow the hell out of each other. The most important thing for the new edition of Car Wars is to bring 2 parts of the game forward: cars with guns. Everything else was up for change, being thrown away, completely redone, and we built an entirely new game for today. The initial launch is 38 different minis.
Wow.
Yeah, it's big. And you can pick any one of the cars. You can design your own cars. Just hit the field and start murdering.
I love it.
So at Gen Con, we'll play Car Wars, and I'll show you what it's like.
I'm all about it.
I'll beat you, too.
Yes, of course. Well, Phil, thank you so much for coming by. We do appreciate it. If you want to find out more about Steve Jackson Games, where can our viewers go?
They can go to sjgames.com. That is always the best place to go. It has our company blog that's been running nonstop daily since 1994. So if you need some history lessons in the game industry, just run through that. Any of the big news will show up.
Perfect. Very well.
All right.
And on that note, everybody, make sure you go to gtmgiveaway.com and enter into our contest we have going on right now. We're giving away some games. It's a lot of fun. And you can see the image right there and see some of the games that are represented. And we hope maybe we'll be adding some more to that. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with more interviews here at Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio. I'm Rick. This is Game Trade Media, and I'll see you in a few minutes.